everyone, my name is May. Welcome back to me. Shh. Okay, I've got a headache, so let's keep it down. Yes, look at my hair, it's a bit shorter. Planning on giving it a wash before I debuted it, but guess what? I'm really lazy, so yeah. As you can see, today we are doing that video that I kind of almost remember to do every year in the middle of the year, and then I forget for a while and generally release it about September. But today it's a little bit earlier than September, so I think I'm doing quite well. Although, whether I actually managed to release this before August, who can tell? I feel like this is one of the only tags that I actually have done in the past very long time, but it's because I do it generally every year, if I can. This tag was originally made by Chammy Reads, I think, so I'll link that in the description. But it has several questions. Some of them I don't have very good answers for, but we're gonna get onto it and do it anyway. Let's do it. Yay, come with me, it'll be fun, I swear. Cool. Let's get onto it. So there appears to be 13 questions in this particular version of the tag that I have. And the first question for that is, what is the best book that you have read so far this year? For me, this has got to be Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe. I listened to this on an audiobook. Not only was the magic beautifully advanced and had crazy lots of rules to it, which I really, really liked, the characters in this were just fantastic. And the character progressions in this were just fantastic. And the representation that was going on was just fantastic. It's just all quite good. And all of its fantasticness kind of blindsided me as I was like, oh yeah, whatever. Epic fantasy set in a kind of pseudo-European style setting. I bet this is just going to be not very filled with, but then it was quite decent. So yeah, that one was good. I liked it. Have I finished the sequel? No. Look, that's kind of the story with most of these. And you can tell why that's the story of most of these, because the best sequel that I've read, because I just haven't got to picking up many other sequels this year, the sequel to this book, Court of Thorns and Roses. Yes, I know. Second question of the best sequel I read goes to Court of Mists and Fury, because actually, I kind of liked A Court of Mists and Fury. I gave this like 4.5 stars, I think, on Goodreads, and it genuinely wasn't too bad. And I kind of was this close to picking up the third book. I didn't pick up the third book because my ability to follow through this year has been appalling. But A Court of Mists and Fury was good enough that I genuinely considered picking up the third book. And this is a Sarah J. Maas. I have basically zero commitment when it comes to Sarah J. Maas. I feel a little bit icky saying that, but at the same time, I guess if she's managed to hoodwink me, I've been thoroughly hoodwinked, and I did actually enjoy it. Question number 3 is, what is a new release that you haven't got to yet? Most of the books that have been released that I've wanted to get to are on that list, but specifically one that I've really wanted to get to that I haven't got to is The Outlaws Scarlet and Brown by Jonathan Stroud. I started reading this with my sister and we were tag reading it together. Then we stopped reading it and I don't really know what happened. And yeah, I need to pick it back up again. It's gonna be such an easy read, such a breezy read, such a fun read. But for some reason I just put it down. And really, I've just been so time poor this year that I didn't pick it back up again. Apparently time poorness happens when you get an actual job on top of studying full time. Who would have known? Who knew? Who knew this? Certainly it wasn't written in the fine print. We read the first few chapters and they were great, and then I stopped. What happened? What happened? I'm just slowly dumping all the books here. I'm gonna make a pile and these shelves will be empty. Question number 4 is your most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Without question, this has absolutely got to be Cytonic, I think. Brandon Sanderson's third book in the Skyward Starsight series. Anyway, that series. I have actually kept up with this series and I really like it. The character development that has already happened in this series has been phenomenal. The stakes that have been built in this series have been phenomenal. Basically, the series has just been phenomenal. Genuinely keen for Brandon Sanderson, he's my favourite. Although, not that that's made me pick up Rhythm of War anytime sooner, so who's full of fake promises to herself? Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment. And I really hate to say it, but this is kind of a book that I've started reading and not been able to finish yet because it just drags quite a lot, and that is The Ember Blade by, I've forgotten the last name. It's here. I saw this recommended on Murphy's channel, and I was like, that seems cool, I'll pick that up. I love a lot of the books that she seems to read. We often have quite similar tastes, and then it just, every time I go back to listen to the audio, I'm like, So I'm a bit disappointed by the fact that I'm not really liking it very much, but I will pick it up. I will again. I do want to finish it. Question number 6 is biggest surprise, and I could say A Court of Mist and Fury for this because that genuinely has surprised me, but I'm actually going to say another one that I'm still reading, and that is War and Peace by Tolstoy. What's his first name? Leo Tolstoy. Probably Leopold Tolstoy. I have started reading Tolstoy, not actually this copy, this is my housemate's copy because she started reading it and now I'm listening to the audio of it and I'm actually genuinely enjoying this quite a lot. I'm listening to the Anthony Briggs translation of this because obviously Tolstoy originally wrote this in Russian and French and sometimes English. The translation is absolutely delightful and already the story is quite intense and there's so much political intrigue and everybody is so flawed. I honestly love it so much and I don't know why I haven't picked up War and Peace earlier. Probably because it's a big book, but big books don't really scare me, so I don't know what the problem was. Question number 7 is a new favourite author that's either debut or just new to you. Andrew Rowe is my answer for this, who wrote Sufficiently Advanced Magic. I just love his writing. It's just fun. It kind of pops off the page every single time and it genuinely is just, it's quite addictive to read and I love his characters. They're all just so quirky. It's so much fun. He just writes fun stuff. Because of this, my answer to the newest fictional crush question, which is question number 8, has got to be Jin from Sufficiently Advanced Magic because he's my favourite. He's absolutely amazing. He's the best. And kind of conflicted, but the best. And the next question, which is newest favourite character, probably would have to be either Jin or Sarah, Corrin's sister in Sufficiently Advanced Magic because they're both just so cool. Like, it's a cool book. I really like all the characters. They're fun. Question number 9, I think we're up to, and that is books that made you cry. I don't really cry in books unless they're really, really sad. So by that I mean unless they're like Strange the Dreamer. But I did actually reread all of Harry Potter earlier this year, and so I definitely think there were probably a few deaths in there that I had a little sniffle. Probably not a cry, but like a little, you know? Question number 10 or 11, I think it's 11 actually, is a book that made you happy. This I actually want to go with a series, and that is the books that I've read so far in the series of Keeper of the Lost Cities. I feel like I've read maybe 5 of these. Anyway, I'm halfway through one of them and I kind of got distracted. What's new? I really, really like this series. Not for any particular one element, it's just fun. It's just a fun series. A lot of the characters I actually don't really care about. A lot of the plot elements I don't really care about. Everyone is a little bit OP and all the stakes are just a little bit funny. There's something quite addictive about them that I can't put down, and there's something compound interesty in reading them because like a lot of middle grade, they don't start out very good, but the longer you spend time with the characters, the more your interest is invested in what they're doing, and actually the better the writer gets at building the plot. So, kind of, I'm now invested for the long haul, and I guess I'm just going to have to see what happens if I end up wasting my time on a series that turns out to be really bad. But I've had fun. It's made me happy. It's been a lot of fun. Number 12, I think, is the most beautiful book you have received this year. I would have to say the most beautiful book I've received this year has probably been All Our Shimmering Skies by Trent Dalton. This is Dalton? Probably Dalton. This is actually written by an Australian author, and I still haven't yet to pick it up because I'm really bad at reading things. Yes, welcome to me. I'm very bad at reading things. The most beautiful book I probably read, though, would be Sandman Overture that I read at the beginning of the year by Neil Gaiman, because that is just, the graphics for that series are beautiful, and I cannot wait to find the rest of the books when I feel like spending a lot of money on graphic novels, which will happen at some point. Remember, I've got a job now, so what else am I going to spend my money on? Final question, and the final question is, what books do you want to read before the end of the year? Hang on while I get the stack. So, these are probably just the physical ones that I want to read. Let's actually put them down. So, The Diamond Throne by David Eddings is a book that my brother bought me because we did a bit of a book swap. And this book, despite having a very dramatic main character's name that's so fantasy it hurts my soul. Yes, his name's like Spearhawk or something. I think Spearhawk. Anyway, yes. I actually really want to read this. It's kind of fun. And he read The Lies of Locke Lamora, so I need to finish this. And yeah. So that. I finished The Poppy War because I started this ages ago and it's actually a really easy read and I thought it was big at the time, but given the other size of the books I read, this is tiny. It's like 500 and something pages. She's so little. Stasi-Land. This is a book about a woman who interviewed people around the Berlin Wall, and it's written by an Australian, and it's very good, and I keep on being like halfway through it and then not finishing it. I want to read Rhythm of War, but I can't really read Rhythm of War till I've reread Oathbringer because I don't really remember what happened in Oathbringer, and I need to make my wrap-up for Oathbringer so that I can read the Rhythm of War. Basically, there's a lot of page work that needs to go on here before anything can happen. War and Peace, although actually, I wouldn't be devastated if I didn't finish this year. But given the audiobook takes quite a lot of room on my phone, I feel like I just need to get it smashed out and finished. Scarlet and Brown. This literally would probably take like 2 days to read. I just need to sit down and read it. Am I going to find 2 days to read it? Probably not. A few other ones that are not on that list. I also want to try and finish The Ember Blade because I've started that. I also want to try and finish Mere Christianity because I've started that. I also want to finish Stamped because I got this book an age ago and I still haven't read it. I also want to finish All Blood Runs Red because I also bought this very recently on Audible because I really wanted to read it. So the future looks bright and happy and hopeful. And according to Goodreads, I'm 8 books behind of my 45 book goal. So, yeah. If you've done this tag or you would like to answer any of these questions or all of these questions in the comments below, please do so. Please let me know. I'm quite excited to try and pick these up again and kind of boost myself out of the book slump that I've kind of been residing in. I'm aware that I've been in a book slump because I've reread the Harry Potter series and I've reread a lot of Terry Pratchett, which are basically my I'm too busy to do anything else, so I just need something that's comforting to read. Alrighty, anyway, good, thank you for watching. This has been a lot of fun, and hopefully I can actually read some of these and review some of these, and that will be fun. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye. What bloody hell is it? Oh, actually, I don't have a copy of this, that's why.